Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and thank you for tuning back in. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Layla, the Lenormand reader, and please subscribe to the channel so you take advantage of this amazing Lenormand deck. Now in this pick-a-card reading, I would like us to focus on what someone in your life is burning to tell you. And this can be in a love relationship or a potential love relationship. It can be anyone on the job or really anyone in your life whom you feel they want to tell you something, or perhaps you're wondering what they have in mind or what they would tell you next time they saw you or when they had an opportunity to be with you. And this can come in any context, whether the relationship is on good terms or there had been some challenges. And the cards are also going to guide us with this. So the key of the question here is, what are they burning to tell you? What is it they would love to tell you if they had an opportunity? And I've got two decks for this. We're going to do 5 readings. So I have 5 charms. We've got the teal, this lovely teal stone. We've got the owl of wisdom. And we've got a die, we have the Brandberg stone, and we have the mini tarot deck. So we have a variety of charms here from different categories. We've got the nature stones and we've got the man-made objects. So tune into any of these charms, resonate with them for your reading of choice, and we are going to mix and match the decks. I'm also going to draw different layouts for each one of these charms. So tune into the charms. You want to pause the video, that is totally fine, and then you'll find the timestamps in the description box. So we are going to start with the teal stone. All right, here we are for the teal stone group, and for this layout I am going to use titanium fortune cards, and I'm also going to draw a medium-sized hourglass. So my cards are already shuffled, and I'm just going to shuffle them a little bit more because I want to deal the cards into the hourglass. All right, here we go. All right, now this is a really interesting mix of cards. We've got the ring and the house right in the middle here, and we do have a couple of challenging cards here, but it's really nice to see the clover. And then what's really interesting is we have the bird, and the bird is the card of conversations and discussions. So when I see it with the stork here, it's very possible that you will have an opportunity to hear from that person and what they have to tell you. Now let's start weaving the lines together, starting with the central line, and then we'll build up this hourglass. Now with the ring and house, I think this is someone who desires a closer relationship with you. Perhaps if you're already in a relationship with them, then they might want to become intimate with you and really become part of your inner circle. This can also be about a family relationship or possibly someone closer within your group at work, because the house can also refer to the job, and more specifically the team that you're part of on the job, so the group that you're really working with. And the ring here is an intimate relationship. It's a close relationship and often a serious one. So this is someone who probably desires a deeper relationship with you and who wants to get to know you if they don't know you well, or they want to spend more time with you. They want an opportunity to be close to you. And this is something that they would want to tell you, or maybe get you to do, or have an opportunity to do with you if that opportunity presented itself. Now, when we look at the top line, this is a beautiful line, I feel, because of the clover and the whip, and then after that, the stork. Now, without the clover, this would have been a challenging combination, and this, then in that case, this person would want to maybe confront you about something or really address a situation with you. But because of the clover, it's also possible that they want to catch up on a blunder. They want to rectify a situation that they feel they may have misstepped with you. Maybe they are wanting to apologize or to clarify something. The clover really puts the whip and stork under a more positive light. So this is a beautiful combination. And even if there was a situation, I do think that thanks to the clover, you're able to overcome it. And I really feel this is a person who wants to catch up with you about this. They really want to clarify the situation, because I don't think they want this misstep with you because of the close relationship that is coming through the ring and house. So that is a very likely possibility. Now, another interesting indication here is the mountain, clouds and bird at the bottom line. Again, when we see the clouds and bird, it's a bit of a challenging situation, a bit like the whip and stork. And oftentimes, the clouds and bird has to do with harsh words being said, unkind words being said. And the mountain here can mean that there was some distance or some time apart. And the clouds is also the card of thoughts and thinking. So this is a person who might be stuck with what they want to communicate with you. They might be, they might not know how to break the ice, how to get through to you, what to say to you. And I feel this is really something that challenges them, because I do feel that they want to get close to you and they want to tell you that they're interested in spending more time with you, in getting to know you, in developing a connection with you. And if they already know you, then I feel this is someone who wants to get even closer, who wants to maintain this strong bond and really rectify the challenges that are possibly coming through these cards. And so with the bottom line, it is sort of similar to the top line, except we have a bit more detail here about what the situation is, a little bit of detail about their psychological situation around this conversation with you. The mountain and clouds has to do with this sense of stuckness, and I do feel that they are a little bit stuck or anxious about how they're going to break the ice and have a conversation with you. I feel this is what's coming through the cards. Now let's read the columns. We've got the clover and the mountain. So this is a very beautiful combination. The mountain being the card of distance and separations and possibly a sense of coldness between two people. The clover really breaks it. So I do feel that it delivers a positive influence on this whole situation that we saw on the bottom line. On the other hand, the whip and clouds is more challenging. So this has to do with an argument, a disagreement, or something that happened. And like I said, there was this blunder that seems to have happened. And this is a person who wants to catch up about this. They either want to clarify what went wrong, or rectify it in one way or another. And I really like to see the stork and the bird in here, because it's an active combination, and I do feel that there's going to be an opportunity to speak. There's going to be an opportunity for you to hear from this person, or it's possible that you end up in a situation where you have an opportunity to speak, even if you don't specifically take initiative to do that. There does seem to be an opportunity to clarify that, and I think thanks to the clover in the hourglass, it's possible that you're able to clarify this. I do think it's really possible. In all cases, this looks like a solid relationship because of the ring and house right in the middle here. I feel that with the house being strong, with strong foundations, it's very possible that you have a good foundation to build on. So the turbulence that is coming through these cards is probably temporary, and the clover suggests forgiveness and things being improved on this. And also the stork and bird have to do with an opportunity to speak and clarify this. So this is really nice. Now let's wrap up our interpretation of this hourglass with the two mini portraits here. The first one on the left hand side, we've got the clover ring and clouds. Now this is pretty because this is someone who wants a relationship. Again, if you're already in a relationship with them, then they are thinking about the relationship. And the clover is really positive here because I do think that there is an opportunity here for a deeper relationship, for a true connection, even though there could be some challenges. And we see challenges again here, the mountain, ring and whip. This could have been a separation like we saw, as we saw in this column here. There could have been a disagreement, and this could have led to some distance between the two of you. But the clover in the first diagonal here suggests that this can be helped, this can be improved on, maybe it's temporary, and there is room for forgiveness. And then moving on to the right-hand side mini portrait, we have another set of challenging combinations. We've got the whip, house, and bird. So again, this could have been a disagreement at home, or there was tension in the relationship. And the bird here can mean that there was anxiety and that people were talking about this possibly around you. That is possible. So the whole atmosphere was sort of a little bit off and there was tension in it. And then we have the clouds house and stork, which can mean some changes in this regard. And again, the idea of attention within the home because of the clouds is very similar to the bird and house and to the whip and house, although the whip is a bit stronger than the clouds. But it's nice to see the stork on the other side of the house because this welcomes changes, and it could be a whole change altogether. It could be a move out of the home if this applies at all in the context of this relationship. But there are changes, and like I said, I do like the stork and the bird here because it does seem that there's an opportunity to clarify the situation, rectify possibly the differences altogether. So overall, this medium hourglass has quite a mix of energies here, and it's very possible that what this person wants to tell you is positive and this person wants to improve on the situation. But it's also possible that they feel stuck and they're not so sure how to approach the conversation, how to approach this whole situation, because it seems to have a number of elements at play in it. So that's what's at issue. But I do think that they come with good intentions and they want to clarify the issues. And I do think that they want to maintain this relationship. They want to get to know you better. They want to develop this bond. I do think they want moments of intimacy if it applies in a love context, for example. I think there's going to be an opportunity for that. But this stuff here needs to be resolved first. And when it is, then there is a better chance of rebuilding on top of this solid foundation. So let me know how you feel about this. Is there a certain person whom you feel might be wanting to tell you this? And how do you see the situation play out if that's what they came around and told you about? Let me know in the comments. I'd really love to see them. So thanks so much for tuning into this reading. And before I let you go, just a quick reminder that I have lots of helpful resources for you in the description. So thanks again for watching, and I'm looking forward to our next reading together. All right, here we are with the second group. This is for the Owl of Wisdom. And we've got our little Owl of Wisdom here, and we are using my own deck for this reading. And for this reading, I am doing a line of 5 that is augmented with an additional 2 cards. So my deck is already shuffled. I'm just shuffling it a bit more, and I would like us to fan the deck and draw those 5 cards and the additional 2 cards. All right, now isn't this a lovely set of cards? We have the bird and the letter showing up, which are the cards of communication. So I really appreciate this because it tells me that the reading is really aligned with the question that we're asking. And remember, we're asking about what someone is burning to tell you. What is this message that this person really wants to tell you? So it's really nice to see the bird and letter because we have an indication that there's going to be an opportunity for them to tell you. And that is a really good sign as well. Now, overall, the cards are pretty positive. We have the lovely clover in the line. We have the ship, which is also a pretty card, and the tree, which is a nice card of health and well-being and peace. And the lily on top of that is really peaceful. And in the middle of the augmented line, we've got the tower. And the tower is interesting here because it has to do with longevity, the past, and that sense of the long term. And it's also possible that the tower here is about the long-term future. So when it comes to love, for example, if this person you have in mind is about a love relationship or a potential love, then the tower could be telling us that this person is wanting to be with you for the long term. And what's really nice is that we also have the tree and the lily, and both cards are about the longer term. They unfold over time, and the lily is about the lifetime. So this sounds like it's someone who wants to pair up for the long term in the context of love. Now, in another context, I think there's also that sense of commitment that comes through. If it were for business or work, I think there's a very good potential for a partnership, and I feel this person would want to ask you to be in a partnership with them over the long term. If it's about the job, then this is someone who wants to offer you a job and who wants you to commit for the long term. And it's really nice to see the letter and clover here because they are both very positive cards when they come together. So this is some really good news that is coming your way. And if we backtrack a little bit to the beginning of the line, we've got the bird and ship, which is very clearly telling us that this is someone who really wants to tell you, who wants to invite you, who wants to kick off this journey with you, as the ship here suggests. They do have you on mind. They really want to express this to you. And really, any way you look at the line, it's very positive. The key is that commitment for the long term is very clearly indicated by the tower, tree, and lily. And so this person wants you to be part of their life or their environment or the atmosphere, whatever role they play in your life. They want you to be part of it for the longer term. So this is a person who wants you to commit. This is a person who somehow wants you to stick with this for the longer term. And I would also think that they want you to clarify your intentions for the longer term. I feel this is someone who wants to settle when it comes to love, and even when it comes to work. This is someone who, they want someone on board who's going to do the job and stick with it. I feel that they want to put their mind to rest about the situation. They want you to clarify your intentions for the long term so they can put their mind to rest about your role in their life. And this can be in a love relationship, it can be on the job, in business. The idea is that we need to build, as we see through the tower, tree, and lily, for the long term. So they don't want to rock the boat anymore, right? We see the ship before the tower. And it's very possible that the bird, with its anxiety side, it can be this anxious card sometimes. It's possible that when these two figure together, this is someone who really does not want to rock the boat anymore, does not want to explore or try or experiment anymore. At this point, it looks like a choice is being made, and ideally they would want this for the long term. And because of the beautiful clover here, I really feel that they see you under a very positive light. So in love, I think they're ready to commit. In other areas, they see you as a really positive contribution, and they want you to stick with it on the long term. So I think it's really key here that this person just doesn't want to explore and experiment anymore. They just want a commitment on your part so they can put their mind to rest about this, and they can go on to build something over the long term. So how do you feel about this? Do you think you're ready for this kind of commitment? Are you done exploring and discovering things, or are you ready to commit and settle for the next phase? Now let's read the diamonds in this augmented line. We've got the letter, tree, clover, and ship. This is a very beautiful combination. It's a very positive diamond that says that there's a very positive communication that grows into something very fruitful. The ship is very positive when it comes to rewards and money and success and prosperity in general. So your ship could be coming in. This could be a time when you receive the bonus, you receive the opportunity, especially because of the clover. And when we see the tree on the other side of the letter, it often indicates something that blooms into something beautiful. So this is clearly an opportunity to commit, to make something of this commitment, and I do think that it can bloom. So are you ready to receive this message from this person? Let me know in the comments. And then we have a second diamond. We have the letter, lily, clover, and bird. And again, it's pretty similar because the tree and lily in this context, they have that same energy of the long term and the commitment and the slowness over time. And then the clover is also very positive. And the bird is very positive as well because it's next to the clover. And so the bird and letter are both communication cards, and clearly there's going to be an opportunity to communicate this, which is great. So this is something that they have in mind. They want you on board for the long term, and there's hopefully going to be an opportunity to communicate this to you. So a lovely set of messages here. Really, it's all about time and the long term and the commitment and building foundations and building on top of the foundation so that something really blooms over time. And this is what the message is about. This is what they really want to tell you. Are you on board with this? Are you ready to commit for the long term? Do you feel this is going to be beneficial to you in the same way that they feel it's going to be beneficial to them? I'd love to hear your thoughts, so leave them in the comments. I'm looking forward to them. And I want to say thank you so much for tuning into this reading. And before I let you go, just a quick reminder that you check out the links in the description. There's plenty in there for you to take advantage of. So thanks so much again for tuning in, and I'm so looking forward to our next reading together. All right, here we are with group number 3, and this is the die. And I am using the Titania's Fortune card deck here, and my deck has been shuffled again. But I'm just gonna shuffle it a bit more, and I'm gonna fan the deck and draw those 6 cards for our shorter 6-card reading. All right, here we are. We've got those 6 cards. These are interesting cards. It's really the mouse that is a little bit confusing in light of these cards, and it's also the fact that it figures in this line. I'm very happy to see the flowers. It is a very pretty card, and it's very nice to see it at the diagonal of the mouse. So let's weave the different parts of the 6th card and see what is the message that this person really wants to tell you. In the top row, we've got the anchor, lily, and mouse. And I feel this is a really beautiful message. If you had been struggling, if you need support, if you are feeling tired and stressed, well, this person really wants to tell you that they're there to support you. You see, the lily and the mouse is all about stress, lethargy, losing enthusiasm, just, getting sick and tired of a situation for some time and really needing to take a break. And so with the anchor at the outset here, then we have a lot of support because the anchor is a very strong card. And so this person is really wanting to tell you that they are there for you. You can rely on them for your issues, for your problems. If you are in need of support or someone to help motivate you, they really want to tell you that they're there for you. So if you feel that they are supportive, then I encourage you to take advantage of their support and to express that to them, and to be thankful for them, for the support that they want to give you. It's also worth saying that, sometimes people want to support in the way that they know how to, so there's no need to be judgmental about their support, unless you really feel that there's something malicious or intentional. But in general, people support in the way that they know how. And so, the ways that they can support in are the ways they're going to tell you they can support in. So welcome that. It is a really good intention on their part, and it is they want to give to you. They want to give you their support. So welcome it. I mean, don't receive their support and then be conditional about it. That sort of, throws cold water on someone's warm intentions. So I'm just putting it out there because sometimes we misinterpret how people want to support us. They're just going to support in the way that they can, and that is wonderful. And in the bottom line, we've got a beautiful card set here. We've got the house, flowers, and garden. And, with the flowers, in light of the stress and challenge that comes through the lily and mouse, I feel it has to do with recovery, and a recovery of energy, and a recovery of enthusiasm. So I really feel that this person is already seeing you recovered and in a better place than the current challenge that you're going through. I really feel that they have good intentions for you. And then the house is a bit like the anchor. It is strong and supportive. They want to create a space for you, and they want to embrace you in that space to support you. And with the garden, there could be some happy times together, a sense of recovery. The flowers and garden can refer to nature, abundance, relaxation. And so I feel this person really wants to create space for you to make you feel better. They want to be of support to you, and I think you should welcome that, unless you really feel that there's a reason not to, or you really are suspicious of their intentions, and you hopefully have good reasons, for being suspicious. Otherwise, I don't feel there's a need to be suspicious. So this is a truly beautiful message. I think the mouse came through clearly as we put together the different combinations. So I do think that there's plenty to take advantage of here. Now let's look at the columns. We've got the anchor and house. This is a very solid combination. This points to a strong foundation, a rock solid support through this person. Really, this is someone whom you can trust. Both the anchor and the house have to do with trust and support. And then the lily and flowers is a beautiful combination of blooming, things improving, things bearing fruit. And the idea of a recovery is also suggested here. And the mouse and garden is the tricky combination of the whole layout. It can refer to stress or perhaps an environment that you dislike. Perhaps there are some folks in an environment that you've been suspicious of, or people who are not particularly helpful. But in light of the support that you're getting here, I think you can let go of the situation and take advantage of the support that this person wants to tell you about. It's also possible that this person wants to warn you about a certain environment. Perhaps this person is aware of something going on in an environment and they want to tell you about it. They want to warn you that this environment is not helpful. And the reason I say that is because I feel the rest of the cards really put this person under a good light. And the mouse is not as powerful as the positivity of the other cards. So I feel this person is coming from a well-intended place. So let's wrap up with a few more diagonals. We've got the anchor, flowers, and mouse. And this is a very beautiful combination. The flowers and mouse has to do with recovery, forgiveness, things improving, things getting better. And with the anchor, it is a lot of support. And so it really reinforces the positivity that the flowers brings. And so I really feel that the messages are reinforced over and over. This is someone who wants to be of support to you. They really want to tell you that they're there for you and that you can rely on them for help and for feeling better. And then we've got the house, lily, and garden. I think this is a beautiful combination that has to do with resting, recovery, taking time out, relaxing, kicking back a little bit. Really, I mean, if this person is inviting you to take time out with them and they're creating a space for you to relax in, then why not take advantage of it? It's very possible that you could really come out on top of this and it does really make you feel better. So this is really what this person has in mind for you. They want to tell you that they are there for you, that they support you, and that they really care about you. So overall, this is a beautiful layout of 6 cards. It's very interesting how the mouse came through in the different combinations to tell us that this is a person who wants to support you as you go through this tough time or this phase of lethargy and lack of enthusiasm, or perhaps you're a little bit demotivated. This person wants to tell you that they're there for you, they support you, and they might also want to warn you against a certain environment, and that's probably because they care about you. So I feel these are some very beautiful cards, a very kind message. Let me know if you feel this is resonating with you and in what context, and if you have any more questions about it, I'm happy to respond. So a wonderful set of cards again. Very best of luck with this. I hope you get to communicate with this person and they have an opportunity to demonstrate to you how much they care, and hopefully you will welcome this with open arms as well. Before I let you go, I want to remind you to check out the links in the description. I've got plenty of resources for you to take advantage of for this amazing Lenormand deck. So thanks so much for tuning in, and I'm looking forward to our next reading together. Here we are with the Brandberg group, and I will be using my own deck for this. And for this layout, I am going to draw a 9-card portrait. So my deck is shuffled again, but I am going to shuffle it a little bit more, and then I want to fan the deck and draw those 9 cards. So these are some really interesting and beautiful cards that we're seeing in this 9-card portrait. We've got the star right at the top of the portrait, and we've got the flowers in here. And we do have the man in the layout, so this could be referring to a gentleman who has this thing in mind that they want to tell you. And I do really like the combination of the mountain and child here. This is a special combination for me that has to do with beginning something whose importance you do not yet see. So an interesting set of cards. Let's start weaving them together so that we put this whole portrait into a story. And I like to start with the first diagonal. We've got the star, mountain, and bear. Now that's interesting because the mountain and bear in my dictionary has to do with someone who is located abroad, someone who is based abroad. And with this star, it's possible that you have this connection with them, or that they want you to be with them abroad. Maybe they want to invite you to visit, or maybe they want to go abroad with you. Maybe they just want to make a big move with you abroad, if that applies in your situation. And in the second diagonal, we have a very similar combination meaning that comes through the anchor and mountain. And that's because the bear and anchor have a lot in common. They are strong cards that are solid, they are grounded. And so whether it's the bear and the mountain or the anchor and the mountain, we have the same suggestion that this could be a foothold abroad or someone who's abroad. And there is here the intention of going abroad together or having you go abroad with them. And with the flowers, we have the sense of a return. So it's also possible that there was a place that you were in together, or maybe you went through a phase together in a certain place. And there is this desire that they want you to return together to that place. And what's interesting is that these two diagonals have a very similar structure. We already said that the bear and mountain is very similar to the anchor and mountain. And what's also similar is the mountain and flowers, as well as the star and the mountain, because the star and flowers are both very positive wish fulfillment related card. So these two diagonals are almost saying the exact same thing, which is really interesting. Now, if by any chance the mountain does not have to do with travel or a place abroad, it can refer to an obstacle. It can refer to a distance or a sense of distance that happened between you and that person. And if that's the case, then clearly, because of the flowers and the anchor in this diagonal and the star and bear in the first one, this is someone who wants to reunite, okay? They want to close the gap and they want to reunite. And we're going to see this coming through the central column rather clearly. So let's get into the columns. We've got the star, ship, and flowers in the left-hand side column. A beautiful combination for travel, for wish fulfillment, and really for success, all around success. And there is also that sense of adventure. So I really feel that this is someone who wants to reconnect and wants to go on adventures with you. They want to travel, they want to go on vacations, they want to explore things. I mean, this is someone who I feel really wants to break through this mountain in here and wants to explore the horizons with you. And then in the middle column, we've got the coffin, mountain, and child. And this is another beautiful combination of wanting to start anew, wanting to begin this new venture, or wanting to get back in touch. And I say get back in touch because the flowers is often the card of reunion after a time apart. And we do have this time apart suggested by the coffin and mountain. There was this kind of separation here. Perhaps there was coldness and distance between the two of you. And then the child here suggests that this is someone who wants to renew the relationship, wants to get past this coldness and, sort of thaw out the coldness and bring in that sense of warmth through this beautiful, joyous card of beginnings that is the child. And I mean, so far I've been thinking a bit about love, and I feel that's because the cards were sort of guiding that, the flowers and the man and the star. But it doesn't have to be just in love. It can be in another relationship. It can be family. It can be work related. I do think, though, that there is a general enthusiasm towards you, and this is someone who really wants you back into action. And I feel they really think well of you. They really desire you in whatever context this applies. And I feel that it is a very beautiful message overall so far. So let's move on to the right-hand side column. We've got the anchor, man, and bear. Because we've got the anchor and bear on either side of the man, and like we said, they're very similar, they're both very strong, then this gentleman here seems to be someone who is really strong, self-confident, very supportive, and I would say all in all really has that sense of power, really anchored, really stable, and very well centered in themselves. So I feel that this is someone supportive. And so I also feel that this is someone who might want to be protective of you. I feel this is someone you can rely on, supportive, strong. All of these apply to this person. In the context of work, the bear can represent a manager, can represent someone of influence, someone in authority. And maybe not just in the context of work, but just in general in your life, someone who has influence and who have that sense of authority. And so they come into play, and they could be the one who has that burning thought that they want to tell you, and that is that they really want you back into the picture, and they want this phase of separation and coldness to end. So a lovely message here, any way you look at it. Now let's turn to the rose. We've got the star, coffin, and anchor. So again, we're seeing that this is a person who wants to heal the gap. This is a person who wants to close the gap, who wants to bring this to an end and heal from this. I do feel they want to start anew. That's because of the influence of the flowers and child on the portrait. But if there's been a situation that's been upsetting, then I really feel this person wants to tell you that let's put this behind us and try something else, or let's put this behind us and try again. I feel that they want to close the gap of separation and they want to be back in touch with you. So I feel this is a really positive message. In the second row, we've got the ship, mountain, and man. So again, there is this sense of travel that's coming through. Both the ship and the mountain have to do with travel. And so with this in mind, it's really possible that a trip is at hand, or maybe they are abroad and they want you to visit abroad like we saw in the first two diagonals. The travel element and the idea of a foreign location is highlighted through this portrait. But if it's not about travel, then the ship can also suggest the idea of overcoming an obstacle, because the ship is a card of movement, whereas the mountain is a card of stuckness, of something heavy like the mountain that doesn't move. And so with the ship and mountain and the man on the other side of this, we have again another indication that this person really wants you to get over the gap, move past this separation, move past the blockage. Let's just flow through this blockage and move past it. Now the bottom line is another very beautiful combination here. We've got the flowers, the child, and the bear. So with the flowers and child together, this is an all-around lovely combination. It has to do with healing and forgiveness and the willingness to turn the page and start anew. And the child and bear can point to an important new beginning, just like we saw in the middle column where we said that the mountain with the child has to do with a beginning whose importance you don't yet see. Similarly, the child and bear can have an indication that points to an important new beginning, important new steps that can lead to something big. So overall, I feel this is an all-around beautiful portrait. This is someone who wants to reunite. This is someone who wants to get together again and who wants to close the gap. If there had been a separation or a time of coldness, this is a person who wants the whole situation to warm up again and to sort of come back to where it was, if not better. I think the willingness to forgive, the willingness to apologize are all in there. And I also feel that this is a person who is supportive and well-intended. I have no reason to doubt this person. I have no reason to think that what they want to tell you is ill-willed, or what they want to tell you is not really what's in your best interest, because all of these cards are supportive. And also, if they want to go on an adventure with you on a trip and you're inclined to do so, I really feel that the cards are supportive as well. It might be a good time to take a break and to kick back and, to take them up on the invitation and go somewhere to discover something interesting or to have some good times together. So think about this, and I hope there's going to be an opportunity for you to have these positive exchanges. So let me know how you feel about these cards. Leave me your comments. I'm looking forward to reading them. And before I let you go, I want to remind you that I have lots of helpful links for you in the description, so check them out. And until we meet again for another reading, thank you so much for watching. All right, here we are with the Mini Tarot Group Charm. And I also have Titania's fortune cards for this reading. And for this reading, I'm going to do a shorter layout. I'm going to do a simple cross. So that is going to give us a very clear message. Hopefully, the card in the center is going to be very clear. And so it will bring in the thought in focus. And remember, we are looking into what that person really wants to tell you. So my deck is already shuffled. I'm just going to shuffle it a little bit more, and I am going to deal out the cards into the cross. Oh, wow. All right, now this is a very, very beautiful cross because of the sun in the center. Now, when I see the mouse here, I really feel this is someone who wants to tell you to let's just get over it. Let's forget the issue and let's heal this whole situation. The Sun is an all-around positive card. It is a wish fulfillment card. It is one of the most positive cards of the deck. So it really overcomes even the most challenging of cards like the Whip. And seeing it in the center of the simple cross, I feel that this is a person who is really well intended, who absolutely wants the best, and who is willing to put up with challenge if it means turning the page and, just being in that sense of positivity again. And we don't only have the Sun in the layout, and it's right in the center of the simple cross, but we also have the clover. So that's another double lucky card. And with the Sun, it's so, so pretty. So let's read the 2 lines of the cross and then tie up with the diamond here. So the house, Sun, and mouse has to do with a situation at home, or possibly in the team on the job, or a closer circle that you're part of. And though we have the mouse on this side of the cross, really the Sun overpowers it. And I really feel that any challenges here can come through successfully and victoriously. And it's also likely that if there were doubts or suspicions, then you're able to overcome them and there is clarity around the situation. And the house here suggests that this is in the home or in this group that you're part of. And I really feel that this person wants to tell you that everything is fine and they're willing to apologize if that's applicable. They also want you to know that they don't have doubts, they don't have suspicions. So if you were suspicious of them, as is possible through the mouse, then I really feel they want to tell you that you don't have a reason for that and that everything is fine. And I think they're willing to explain, they're willing to clarify. I really feel they want to be transparent. You see, the mouse is not a transparent card, it's the card of mistrust. But with the Sun here, right in the middle of the cross, this person really wants to tell you that you can trust them, that they don't have ulterior motives, that they don't have other kinds of intentions. They really are honest and supportive about this. And when I see the house in this situation or in this idea, I like it even more, because the house is a card of orderliness, of trust, of reliability. The house is very, straight and straightforward in its character. So in the context of mistrust or issues like that, I really feel that the house comes through to really support you with this person's thought. So I do feel you have good reason to trust this person. And if they tell you that you shouldn't mistrust them, then I believe them because of these cards. Okay, so the mouse is easily overcome. Now we've got the Tower, Sun, and Clover, and this is also a very beautiful combination here. The Tower is about the long term, or it can be the past. It is this card of time. And if there was an issue in the past, really healing and forgiveness are very clearly in the cards. We've got the Sun and Clover, very supportive, lots of beautiful messages, lots of luck. And so really, I would say this person wants you to forgive the past, forgive them, forgive the glitch that could have been highlighted by the mouse. Really, this is someone who is willing to put the past behind them and who really wants to start anew for the longer term as well. I feel they're committed, and I think this comes through the diamond. When we see the house and Tower, this has to do with the long term. Both the house and the Tower are conservative cards. They're about doing things in an orderly way, building gradually, methodically, brick by brick, as you build your way to the top. And so I really feel that this is someone who is trustworthy and reliable, and I feel their intentions are on the right side of the equation. And then the mouse and Clover is also supportive in the sense that this issue that could be highlighted by the mouse, the doubt, the suspicion, that episode that caused you possibly to mistrust them, or possibly they mistrust you, they're willing to put this behind them. And I really feel there is a very good opportunity to forgive and forget, actually, and forget altogether. Because the mouse is also a card of forgetfulness and, that sense of loss, but with the Clover, it's in a good sense. So overall, I feel this is a really positive message for you. I don't feel you have a reason to doubt this person. They want forgiveness and they want healing and they want an opportunity for good times together. They want to let go of the past and move into the future and build something in a solid way with you over the long term. So whatever this issue brought by the mouse, I really feel that it is 100% overcome by the other beautiful cards. And I've been possibly interpreting the cards in light of relationships, in light of closer relationships. That's probably because of the house, which is a more intimate card. But it can also apply on the job. The house and tower can refer to your team on the job. And so in this sense, if there was a glitch, then you can be sure that this person wants to tell you that it's really okay. You can believe them. It is really okay. If you messed up, this person wants to tell you that it's okay. And if they messed up, they also feel like they want to tell you that they want your forgiveness, that they want you to turn the page. And I feel they come from a good place. So really, any way you read the simple cross, it is a very beautiful message of healing and forgiveness, if that applies, and resolutions and solutions, and then a new perspective on this situation, that it really wasn't a big deal. It's not a big deal at all. And that's also something that they want to tell you. It's really not a big deal. You can trust them. You can believe them. It's not a big deal. So that's really good. And I feel that this message could be really relieving, and I hope you feel that way. So leave me your comments and let me know how you felt this was resonating with you. I'd really love to know. Very best of luck with this situation. I do hope you have a chance to patch things up and to speak again, because it's really nothing. Like, the mouse is so small compared to, all the other cards here. So best of luck with this. Before I let you go, I want to remind you that I have lots of helpful links for you in the description box, so be sure to check them out. So thanks again for tuning in, and I'm so looking forward to our next reading together.